Hey guys, what's going on? It's your girl, IFBB Pro, Roxy Beckles here. So today, I want to talk about a little bit of a touchy subject. Okay, we're just gonna dive right in, all right, and talk about whether or not you are cut out to be a competitor. Should you be thinking about stepping on the stage at all? If this sport is for you, do you even live? Like, really, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty whether or not you're really cut out for doing what it takes to be a competitor. For those of you that are joining me for the very first time, you're like, who the hell is this girl and why is she trying to tell me about myself? Well, let me tell you, my name is Roxy Beckles. I'm an IFBB Pro. I have been competing since 2010. I turned pro in 2013 and I competed at the Olympia in 2014. So I had a kind of I had a huge rocket fast climb to the top, okay? Like, okay? Well, what I do is I am a mentor and coach for women from around the world in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. And I help them to find their voice, rewrite their stories, find their confidence, and to help them to compete in a smarter and healthier way, and to do this stuff through fitness, to really knock goals out of the way and be their best and teach them everything that they need to know to become independent when it comes to how they take care of their bodies and change them for the rest of eternity, basically. So that's me. Anyway, so let's jump right into today's topic. Okay. Now, all right, some of y'all are gonna be mad at me. I don't really care because everybody talks about how great it is to be a competitor. Okay, here's some tips to competing. You want to be a competitor? Here's some tips. And I'm over here that's great. And you guys know that I share a lot of that too. But I'm going to tell you that some of y'all are just not cut out to be competitors. And I want to just help you to identify whether you are that person. And if you're watching this video, you're like, oh, I think she's talking about me, how you can fix this and actually enjoy this process of competing. So, all right, so here's why I want to say this. It's because, I work with a lot of competitors all the time, and I observe a lot of competitors who are not my clients, and I see stuff online, and I hear about the stories and talk to competitors all the time. So, and one thing I will say that a lot of the flaws about competing nowadays is because back in the day when I was growing up, and when a lot of you were growing up too that are around my age or older, you probably remember bodybuilding being on TV. Bodybuilding at one point was really mainstream in the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. Competitions were on television, you can turn on ESPN and stuff like that and watch all the fitness competitions at that time, the bodybuilding shows. And it was a lot more mainstream in that, it was in the public eye. You had a lot of bodybuilders who were actors and doing commercials and stuff like that. So I think we had the luxury of being a part of the culture just because that was the times. And nowadays, because bodybuilding isn't just it's not mainstream and it's kind of its own little niche of fitness, people often stumble upon it and then they become inspired by what they see in pictures and stuff like that. And they want to get involved in the sport, which is fantastic. And nowadays, with the many different divisions that we have, it's so easy to say, yeah, I want to compete and find what works for you and where your body type fits in and where you can find your home on the bodybuilding stage. And that's great and well, but the problem with that is that you've got a lot of people who are in the sport who have no idea about the sport. They're not true fans of the sport. So they don't really understand other divisions outside of the one that they're interested in. And they don't understand the amount of sacrifice and time it takes to actually get ready for a show, okay? And when they start going through the throes of competing, it's their whole world gets thrown upside down. And they hate the process. They're always fucking complaining. And they don't really just enjoy what the sport is supposed to be. So I want to help to give you a little bit tips or just I want to give you a rude awakening and tell you about the parts about bodybuilding that ain't nobody talking about. So let's go ahead and talk about this. First of all, number one, I know you probably work out right now. And I know you probably eat clean. And I know you probably live a healthy lifestyle. But I'm here to tell you that bodybuilding is not a healthy thing. Just because you're in a gym and you got to work out for it and you got to diet for it, it doesn't make it healthy. Because let me tell you something, number one, that the human body does not want to be as lean as you need to be to step on a bodybuilding stage. And no matter what your division is, because remember right now with the current climate that we're in the current seasons that we're in the sport, everything is harder, everything is leaner. And I'm talking about just for the women right now, okay? So that means bikini is looking like figure, like what figure looked like back when I was competing, okay? Like bikini is seriously looking like figure, even a little bit harder than that. Figure is now looking like women's physique, and women's physique is now looking like bodybuilding, and bodybuilding is just bodybuilding. So the lines are blurred. The lines are really blurred. And you see these beautiful pictures of these great looking women on stage, on their suit, with their suits, and the posing and the makeup and the sparkly, you know, this and the abs and this, but you have no freaking idea how hard it is to get there. And your typical workout that you're doing right now and your typical diet that you're doing right now is not what you need to do to get on a stage and to look that damn good. And so you go into this with the wrong mindset, thinking that this is supposed to be healthy and that, you know, oh, all I have to do is show up at the gym and continue to diet, do a little bit more cardio, and I'm good. And when you really work with a coach who knows what they're doing, you have a freaking conniption because you're like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. So one of the things I want you to realize is that you're going to have to put in a lot more effort when it comes to getting on stage, and it's not what you think. It's a lot of effort, okay? The next thing is that, like, what happens is you don't realize how much volume of training that you actually have to do, including cardio and including diet. Now, and weight training, sorry. But like, okay, so I'm the type, those of you that follow me for a long time know that I'm not into killing my clients with cardio. Like, I used to be part of the no cardio crew, and in some respects, I'm not really no cardio. Some people don't have to do cardio. Some people do. The majority of y'all got to get on and do the cardio. A majority of y'all got to get on and do the cardio. Do I need to say it a little louder? Do you see my face? Okay. So anyway, we got that out of the way. But what I don't believe in is starving a client down and then giving them like 4 hours of cardio a day, like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night, and then calling that contest prep. Like that's retarded. And if you're doing that, then you really need to question your coach's abilities to actually coach you. If you need to do that much, then you really need to question your coach's ability of what the hell they're doing, because they don't know what they're doing. Okay. Anybody can diet and cardio a client to death. That's not a problem. You know, give you a low calorie diet and some cardio, you're going to lose some weight. You're also going to look like a string bean on stage and be flat as a board. But hey, you know, you can lose weight. But it takes a science. It takes like intelligence to put together an actual program that's going to help somebody get there, but keep muscle on. Okay. But you're going to have to do some cardio. A lot of you are going to have to do some cardio. That might mean like 2 45-minute sessions a day, or, you know, 60 minutes in the morning and like maybe 20 minutes at night, or 30, whatever it is that you set up. You're going to have to put that volume in, and you're going to have to do double workouts just to be able to just give yourself the ability to freaking get lean like you need to get for stage. And people don't realize that. It's like, oh my God, I got to go to the gym. I'm at the gym so much, and oh, I'm so tired, and I got to wake up early, and oh, I have to do cardio during lunch hour, and then I have to go. Okay, and you signed up for this, so what's the problem? You're the one who wants to do this. Listen, bodybuilding is not a right, it's a privilege, boo. And on top of everything else, this shit's a hobby. This is a hobby. This is a hobby, y'all. It's a hobby. It's not a sport. It's a hobby. It's a pageant. It's a hobby. Okay, let's just talk real. Okay, and so if you're that miserable, stop fucking doing it. Just quit. Okay, I bet you I got a lot of thumbs down on this video because people are just gonna be so salty and hurt. I don't care. Let's talk about it. Anyway, next. So you're gonna have to increase the volume, and some of y'all are just not thinking about that, or you're just not ready for that amount of work. Okay, just be ready for it. The next thing that a lot of people don't understand that might take them out of the running for being a competitor is that you're not coachable. You're not coachable. Like, I understand you might know your body, and I understand you might be doing stuff a long time, and you might have a lot of questions and stuff like that. And I'm the type of coach where like, I'm like, please come to me and ask me every damn question you got. In fact, the way that I started coaching competitors now, and this is something that I'm just literally starting like this month with all the new competitors that I take on, that I actually have a coaching, like an intensive course, like an e-course that you start up with me. And every single week I'm unlocking new modules for you to learn. So we talk about understanding the science behind training, understanding the science behind nutrition in contest prep. And I also talk about, actually it's understanding the science, understanding nutrition for competitors. I talk about nutrition during contest prep, during off season, why we diet the way we do, and all kinds of other principles for you to understand why we do what we do and what we're doing. Same thing with training. I have a week where I talk about presentation and posing, and we talk about tanning, suit selection, all these things that are important for you to become a competitor. Physique evaluation. I teach my clients about, now I'm going to be teaching them about the history of the sport, just a brief history, so they understand the different divisions, because it's important to be a fan of the sport. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So these are the things that I do now with competitors. Like, you don't just come on with me and just get a diet and training and then check in a week. I want you to experience more. I want you to be really like, my competitors are just knee deep in the sport and they understand it. And that's where we're moving things to. So I did digress. But what's important about that is that, like, you start to understand the sport and you realize, like, the history that it has, which is a great history. It's a rich history, and it puts everything in real perspective. You know what I mean? It really puts everything in real perspective for you. And that's another thing. Like, a lot of you like start off in this like, oh, this is gonna be so great. I love seeing the girls in bikini, and I love figure, and I want to be like a figure competitor, and I want to turn pro. And you think you're gonna be making all this money as a pro. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Child, I got so much to talk about in this video. Oh Lord. But you don't understand, because you're not spectators of the sport. You're not fans of the sport. You don't even go to fucking shows. You don't even know anything. All you know are the pictures that you see on Instagram and the filtered life of some competitor who lives like freaking 30 states over from you. You got to start getting into the sport, you guys, and learning about it. Be a spectator. Don't just look at your division or the division that you want to be in. Look at it all. Study bodybuilding. We would not have a platform without female bodybuilders. Do you realize that they took female bodybuilding out of the Olympia and out of the Arnold? So the division that started all of this for us, women's physique, figure, bikini, no longer even is in our biggest shows in the sport. I asked some of my clients this question. I was like, who was the very first Miss Figure Olympia? They didn't know the answer. Okay. And that's why I was like, God dang it, I'm going to teach y'all. Because I want you to be able to look at the sport and understand it. Because the more you understand the sport, the more you understand why you're being judged the way you are, what goes on with suit selection, and how important that is in your final look. You understand what the judges are looking for, so that way when you're standing on the stage and you get your ass kicked, or if you win, that you know that it's not a game of politics, because you understand what the judges are looking for, so you can fucking play that card like a poker champion and get out there and win and do what you have to do, or just be your best every single like time you step on the stage. But that doesn't happen until you understand the sport, until you can look across all divisions and appreciate bodybuilding for what it is, from bikini to figure to women's physique, even up to, you know, bodybuilding. So become a fan of the sports. Some of you guys are not cut out to be competitors because you just refuse to do that simple thing. And then the crazy thing is that some of you are out there trying to be coaches and coach people in divisions that you don't even understand. So be a spectator of the sport. That's really super important. The next thing, like I said, is, you know, for some of you, you're not really ready for like the mental toughness that it takes. You know, the mental toughness. And it doesn't matter if you want to be a pro or not, you know, or if you want to just go out there on your local level and win shows and do what you have to do, how much it takes mental toughness to get through a contest prep, because you're going to be hungry and you're going to be tired. And for those of you who may be completely natural, you know, it's a harder game out there, because if you're not taking fat burners and you're not doing this, you're not doing that, I mean, that can really have a huge impact on your body. Like, it can really make this game a lot harder. And if you don't have the mental toughness to get through it, and everything to you is like, you know, misery, and you can't wait to get this over with, then maybe this isn't for you. Quit. It's a fucking hobby. And I keep dropping these F-bombs. I'm so sorry, but I'm a Brooklyn girl. What can I say? I mean, sometimes I'm just being real. We're talking like friends. You know what I'm saying? We're talking like I'm your coach. So I drop an F-bomb every so often. I'm sorry. But anyway, I digress. You know, if it's that miserable for you and you don't like it, you can stop at any time. So start to find the joy in it. Like, again, it goes back to finding your deep reasons why. In fact, I'm going to link this video right over here. Oops, I almost knocked something off my desk over here. I'm going to link You see this link right here, that little circle link on my YouTube? It says the I button. Click that, because I'm going to link a video for you to watch where I talk about goal setting. And I did it earlier this week, so I want you to watch that. On Facebook, I'm going to leave the link in the description for this video. But setting goals and really knowing what you want, why you want it, and like getting super connected to why this stage thing is important to you is what's going to help to give you that mental clarity that you need. That doubt and that stuff, that mind tapping is going to creep in. It always is for every competitor, no matter how seasoned you are. But when you understand your reasons why you're doing this, and you have a great coach by your side who can help you through that, then the road becomes more enjoyable, so that's a really important thing. And the final thing that I want to wrap up with, for some of you that are not cut up for this sport and maybe you should try to do something else, is those of you who think that turning pro earned you some kind of money. Honey, let me tell you something. I remember a couple of seasons back, I'm not going to name any names, but there's this top pro. If I said this person's name, you would know exactly who it is, who was going through a financial craziness. And you would think that this person, you see in all the magazines, and they have name and face recognition right away, that that they would be making a lot of money as a pro. And this person really couldn't pay for their hotel when they got to the venue. There were so many things going on with them. They were getting evicted from their apartment or something like that. It was such a tragic thing that I was like, oh my God, my heart goes out to this person, because this person is genuinely an awesome, nice person. And to hear that they were going through this and they are top pro in this sport is kind of holy shit, that throws reality in your face that, pros are not making money. You're not rolling in the dough. And unless you have the business acumen to turn this into an enterprise for you, kind of like I do, but Roxy Beckles has been running businesses since she's 12 years old. So it's a little different thing. If you don't have that, then it's a shocker. It's a sticker shock. I know I get questions all the time from some of you out there that are like, hey, can I make a lot of money, being sponsored as an athlete or, as a pro? Is there a little money in this? And it's no, not at all. I mean, there is prize earnings, but there's no guarantee that you're going to win prize earnings. And for the women, it's not as much as what the men get, so you can't necessarily make a living off of this. In fact, you probably won't even recoup the money that you put into the sport by the earnings that you get if you should place or win on the pro level. So having, a game plan, or if you want to make your career in fitness and have bodybuilding as a part of this, then you have to plan for that. But to think that you're going to get into this sport because it's going to make you famous and you're going to make a lot of money, honey, I'm going to tell you right now, you're in it for the wrong reasons. So if that's the case, you better switch it soon, honey, because otherwise bodybuilding is not for you. It ain't for you, boo-boo. Okay, so those are some of the little things that I had to talk about today. I'll probably watch this video back and be like, yo, you know what? I should have said this, and there's going to be a part 2. So stay tuned about that. But you know me, guys, I'm always here to just be honest with you and to help you to kind of be your best. For those of you that want to get out on stage and have a great time and climb up the ranks of the sport and turn pro and compete at the Olympia, I say go for it. Do it. It's the most amazing experience ever. And I wouldn't trade anything that I've experienced in this sport for anything in the world. It's been great, and I've been truly blessed. And I know that each one of you out there has the ability to do it. Is it going to be easy? No. Is everybody going to make it that far? No. But to have fun about it along the way and to do something that you truly love, that really pushes you on, especially as an adult, to have something to look forward to, like a hobby, and something that, can become more if you want it to be. It's an amazing thing. And for those of you that are out there right now watching this video, you like what I have to say, you like my style, you like that I'm tell it like it is, and that you're looking for someone who's going to push you and actually stand by your side and develop you as a competitor, develop you as an athlete, to really walk you through and teach you about the ins and out of the business and the ins and out of this game. And to actually, like when I say actually teach you, I mean you're gonna walk away with actionable skills that are gonna help you grow as a competitor. If you're looking for that kind of mentorship and not just online coaching, then you and I should have a conversation, because that's where I'm moving my business to, and that's where I've moved my approach to. I got tired of doing the same old BS that everybody else does, and really asked, how can I impact the lives of my competitors and help them to really have an amazing experience out there on the stage, whether they want to be pros or not, And that's where it is that I'd love to discuss with you, to see if that's something that works for you. If you know that you want to get on the stage, you want to do it in a healthy way, in a way that like considers your lifestyle, that it considers your goals outside of competing, and that are going to teach you actionable skills to be able to work on your own at one point, because nobody wants to hire a coach forever, right? Well, I work to get my clients independently working too. So that's another thing, another aspect that we add to my actual mentorship program. You need to talk to me. You just need to get on the phone with me. You need to get on the phone with me, ask me about my Rockstar Training Camp Competitor Development Program, honey. We don't call it off-season, honey. We do competitor development in my practice. So if you want to go ahead and work with me, you're interested in doing that, come on in and talk to me. Go ahead and set up a clarity call. I'm going to put the link up for you in the info circle. Is it on? I got it right this time. This side right here. Click on that info circle if you're watching this on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook and on YouTube too, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description for this video and in the comments. And here's the link right here. rockstarfitness.com/clarity call. 30 minutes of your time. We're going to assess whether or not you would be the perfect person to work with me in my program, if I'm going to be the perfect mentor for you. I don't take on everyone. I only take on people who are seriously ready to invest in themselves, the time, the effort, and yes, even the money to work and to really bring themselves to the next level. If you're sick of the cookie cutter stuff, you're sick of the same old from everybody else, and you want something more, then I'm the person that you got to talk to, honey. All right. So set up that call, rockstarfitness.com/clarity call. And let's just see if we can hook something up. All right, I hope that this video was helpful for you. I love your comments. Post them below. Post your comments below. Post your thoughts, post your questions, and I'll get back to you soon. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Oh, and before I let you go, one more thing. Oh my gosh, I have a free masterclass. Free masterclass for those of you who are in a place right now in your fitness where you need something more. There's a missing link. You're following the diet, you're doing the training, or maybe you fell off the wagon and things just are not working. Well, let me tell you about the one single shift that you need to make right now when it comes to your training and your nutrition that can help you to get to the next level. Okay, and I have a masterclass. It's about 45 minutes. It's called Your Best Body Yet. I do the classes every 15 minutes. A new presentation starts. I'm in there as well, so during the daytime and all that other stuff, if you have questions, you can type it in the comment box and I'll be there to answer them for you. So come on in and get some information, get inspired. It's www.rockstarfitness.com/yourbestbody. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon, and it's always a pleasure. See you later. Bye-bye.